Yes, Cancer, it's time for a deep dive into the ocean as that crab unearths some of those deeper mysteries of their life during May 2022. Why, you ask? Well, if you had a look at the opening introduction, I'm talking about the eclipses, about karma, and how desire and repulsion are the two primary motivators for the karma that we all have. Looking at your chart this month, we need to look at the eclipse that takes place on the 1st. There are two eclipses this month, which is why I wanted to make this a particularly important theme for you, because the decisions you make right now, based either on attraction or repulsion, are going to determine a lot of the future for those born under the sign of Cancer. 11th house has a lot to do with, yes, friendships, your social networks, the tribe that you belong to. But it also has to do with the innate desire that you have. The 11th house is the principal house of desire, along with the 3rd house. We have the sexual desires here shown by the 7th and 8th house, and the career and the aspirations to material success, 10th and 2nd house. The efforts are shown by the 6th house, but the overall desire of your life is shown by this 11th house. The quality of your friends. And so this month, a couple of things are happening. First is the eclipse that takes place on the 1st. It's a solar eclipse here in your 11th house. All the planets do well in the 11th house, but when the light of the sun is shut off, as it is during an eclipse, we see that there are those hidden parts of your nature, your relationships, that need to be carefully analysed, carefully scrutinised. You'll notice also that Mercury here, which is the ruling planet of your 12th house of hidden enemies, makes a retrograde movement into this 11th house of friends on the 10th of May. It actually makes a retrograde movement across this north node. And so therefore there's a whole lot of karma tied in with the friendships that you have. And when the 12th ruler is involved in this, definitely there'll be some sort of mistrust going on, either your mistrust of them or theirs of yours. In your case, I think it might have to do with your mistrust of them and something to do with your past experiences, as the Mercury connected to the North Node in retrogression shows us a reappraisal stage that's going to take place this month. I have the transit list here, and so that takes place on the 10th. We notice that exactly on that date, it moves back into the what we call the allowable orb of conjunction. At around 8 degrees, we can see here that at 30 degrees of Taurus, which is its crossover point, it's within exactly 8 degrees, and that's going to become more and more intense. So your desire to get to the bottom of some problem with your friendships is indicated by this. Now, principles may play a large part in this issue this month for you because of this cluster of planets up here in the 9th house. 9th house is your philosophical, religious, and idealistic principles, your philosophical beliefs, those dogmas, if you happen to have them. That may play a part in the reappraisal process of the friendships that you have, because people change. There's a divergence as we get older. The values of your friends become very different to your own values. Not all your friends, but as I said, there may be one or two that will come to the fore during this period. On the 16th, we have another eclipse here in your 5th house. Now, the 5th house, amongst other things, rules love affairs, it rules children, it rules your creative endeavours, it rules competitive sports. And as I've said to the other sun signs today, the south node here is the headless part of the serpent. It's those things in your past that were done in poor taste or thoughtlessly, without care, And as the eclipse is passing in this area of your horoscope, this may relate to some past love affair or some relationship now that you are about to enter into, which has that fragrance of the past, that deja vu quality about it. So there is an opportunity for you to meet people that you've been in connection with earlier in this life or even in previous lives. But because this is the South Node and you've got this 12th house Mercury retrograde relating to deception, losses, you've got to be a little bit careful with whom you connect this month. Use your discriminative faculties, as that's shown by the planet Mercury, to make good choices for the month of May, as this is going to impact you down the track. You know, there's more there for you at astrology.com.au, the monthly written transit report. We've got the yearlies. Now we've got the weekly transits that I'm doing and the daily readings. You can put all of this together to see exactly where you're headed in terms of your life path and your karmic process. Don't forget there's some articles I've uploaded as well in the blog section. Don't forget to check that out. And if you need a personal reading, you can always drop me a line here. We can address those issues in a more personal reading. Oh, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you here next month. Take care now.